Welcome back. We're just going with it. Glad you're here. You know, I always say welcome back, but maybe it's your first time. So just welcome in general. This is the Shepherd's Podcast. We are here. We've had a couple weeks off. We're here with the big guy, the boss man, Pastor Bishop Jerry Madden, Senior Pastor, Praise Cathedral, Greer, South Carolina.
And you are?
File number, whatever. I'm Bo, and that's Daniel.
I'm here.
So,
quietly.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm drinking the Faith Blend from Black Rifle.
I don't know that one.
Oh, yeah, the revolutionary red, white, and blue. Kind of mild.
I'm drinking water.
I stopped by Black Rifle on my way out of Charleston Friday and scooped up a couple.
Is there one in Charleston?
There is, at the Tanger outlet there.
Oh, did not know that.
Well, it's a United something that sells Black Rifle.
I had heard a while ago that somebody had said they were going to build one in Myrtle Beach, which they did.
Okay.
And then eventually work their way upstate. And bring one upstate.
I think they sell it at Cabela's.
They got it at Walmart now. You can get it. You can get it pretty much.
Can you get
anywhere.
everything though? Because that espresso blend.
Walmart has a lot actually, and Walmart has exclusive.
I want to go to Walmart.
If you go to the neighborhood market, it's a lot better. But they have exclusive flavors too.
Okay.
There's a loyalty blend that's really good. It's got a dog on it. Anyway.
All right.
So yeah, Black Rifle coffee.
All right, let's go.
Okay, we didn't do pick'ems last time.
We did not. We I don't know where we are. Daniel's going to tell me how bad you guys are killing me. So
it's pretty bad right now.
It's pretty bad right
I'm
now.
not
Pretty
doing
bad.
well.
19 for Daniel, 15 for Bo, and 14 for Pastor. So y'all are pretty close.
And I was pretty panicked last week, and because Penn State just got killed, and that was they may win it all pick. And then I remembered, wait a minute, we got this blooming playoff system. All you got to do is get in the top 12, and you can still win it all.
Yep.
So.
And anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah. All right. So where are we? What we got this week?
So next week, we've got North Carolina on a bye.
I'll take
bye.
So we got South Carolina, LSU.
Okay, whoever's ahead has to pick first.
I did. You'll see my picks are
There's
already
your
in.
picks. All right. So, yeah, I'll take LSU.
Same.
All right, Clemson, Boston College.
I don't know.
I'll take Boston College because, well, wait a minute. They played Pitt Saturday. One of them killed the other one. As I think Pitt killed Boston College. So I'll take Clemson as I look up the score from last weekend.
I don't know. Boston College.
Who did okay.
Tennessee and Arkansas.
Oh, Tennessee.
Bobby Petrino did go back and take the reins of Arkansas.
Say, Arkansas's already fired their coach.
Yeah, I'll take Tennessee.
And the game day game, Oregon and Indiana.
I'd say Oregon.
Yeah, I'll take Oregon.
I'm going to go with Indiana. I went ahead and picked them.
All right.
I don't know. Black Horse. It's been an upset year.
Has been an upset year. You never know week to week.
Monday night, we got Chiefs and Jags. I guess that would be tonight.
Yeah,
it's tonight. I'll go with the Jags. It's been an upset year.
Bo, who you got?
Even though I need a couple players on the Chiefs to have a good night so I can win my fantasy league.
You're just worried about fantasy now.
Yeah,
Bo, who you got?
I don't know. Chiefs.
What?
I don't know. I don't think Jacksonville's good. I haven't watched anything really.
Yeah,
They haven't had a great year. They haven't had a great year.
Well, everybody's been beat now. Philadelphia lost yesterday. Buffalo lost last night. So everybody's been beat.
Yeah.
Okay, the next week. Are we going to go ahead? Or are you going to do it? We'll do that in the next one. Okay. Yeah. All right.
We should add like a tiebreaker. John Cena or AJ Styles on Saturday morning. I mean, which one? Cena's only got 5 more left.
There you go. All right.
Oh. Sorry. My wife just sent me a photo of the young gentleman who's texting our daughter. So,
do I need to get involved?
I mean,
we're going to take a break from this podcast.
No, I don't think so.
Which daughter are we talking about?
The oldest.
Yeah, okay. That's
that's a hard pass.
That's a no.
I'll take care of that.
Not call your brother.
Yeah. All right. I'm a little flabbergasted now.
What are we talking about this way? Oh, I was going to tell everybody about Addison and the surgery.
Yes.
And your niece and my granddaughter.
Yes.
Our granddaughter. And just kind of walk through that a little bit. For those who don't know, Addison, who is Justin's and Amber's 2-year-old daughter,
Right.
had open heart surgery last Tuesday morning at the Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston. I don't know if it's going to drop on Monday or Tuesday, so it's a week ago. She had open heart surgery. So the backdrop, she was born with, it's called OFCD syndrome, oculofaciocardiodental syndrome. It is a chromosome disorder. It is rarer, and you and I know this. It's rarer than Down syndrome. 1 in 1 million children have this syndrome. Many do not survive gestation and birth.
Right.
And the backstory is it's interesting how we discovered this, because you were at the hospital. She was born. Everything was normal.
Yep.
Peds check out. Everything's good.
Yep.
Everything's great. Now we're not pointing fingers, but about what was she? About 2 months old. About 2 months old. Her mom and dad and we noticed that her eyes seemed to be struggling to focus.
Yeah.
That age where they kind of start to.
Well, they don't see everything right away.
Right.
It's blurry, and then their colors come naturally, but it wasn't really progressing.
No, it wasn't, and we both noticed her eyes fluttering at the top of her, kind of at the top. So, we suggest, why don't you take her to the pediatrician and let him take a look.
The hat video.
Yeah, she had this hat on, and it's like her eyes got stuck trying to find it and focus on it.
It was a
brim,
like a toboggan looking thing,
yeah.
and she was. I just remember watching the video and her head going like this, trying to see what it was.
So take her to the pediatrician, and he pulls out the pen, and her pupils will not dilate. Yeah, he's shining the light, and the pupils aren't budging.
Right.
And he looked at them and said, "I'll be right back." and I think that's when they realized, all right, something's going on here.
That's not in his nature.
It is not in his nature at all.
He was mine and Justin's.
When you guys were kids. So, long story short, he discovered her eyes then were covered in cataracts.
Right.
And he referred her to a pediatric ophthalmologist.
Like that day.
Who saw her the next day and said, we have to operate next week.
Yeah.
So at 2 months of age,
right,
she had eye surgery at Greenville Prisma. They took both of her lens out. Of course, took the cataracts out, which is part of the syndrome. Both of her lens out, and then put contacts in. So she has been wearing contact lens for almost 2 years now, because that was October, November 2 years ago.
Right.
And they have to put the contacts in and take them out, and they fall out, and it's everything. But since she was 2 months old, she's wore contact lens.
Right.
That started the whole, what caused this? We need to do some research. And they actually sent them to, I guess you would call it a geneticist, someone who.
Yeah, geneticist. Yeah.
There you go, geneticist. And, they did the research. They did blood draws from Justin, blood draws from Amber, blood draws from AJ, and so they found that's where they came back with the OFCD diagnosis. And that's where they said Justin and Amber were not carriers. AJ was the first. He was the first one that the chromosome mutated, and they were not carriers. But then you had to start looking at the other aspects of it, the facio, the dental, and the cardio.
Yeah.
facial and dental, and we believe her case of this is very mild.
Yeah.
Facial and dental is pretty normal, except all her teeth came in almost together at once.
First thing, you sent me the name of it, and the first thing you said was, don't Google it.
That's true.
Well, I did not Google it, but Jen did.
Yeah.
And
then it's, oh, my.
Okay.
There's nothing good on Google.
Right. Yeah, and you're right. I do believe, especially compared to what you see out there.
Yeah, very mild.
Yeah.
Very mild. But it's so rare.
Didn't they say there was one other infant they knew of, and she was like in South America somewhere or something at the time? I feel like I remember something like that.
They gave them a user group to go to Facebook.
Yeah.
Here's a support group,
right.
Other people who have this, and worldwide on Facebook there's only 300 people, families who are in this. And,
right.
and I'll tell you a story cardiologist in Charleston told us in a little bit. So anyway, the facial and the dental is good, but the cardio, she had to go to a pediatric cardiologist. And it's very interesting, I believe the Lord orders our steps.
Absolutely. And
so Justin and Amber are both were into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Mm-hmm. Amber's a black belt. Amber's won numerous competitions.
MMA fighter for a little while.
She did MMA fight, but she won numerous of these Jiu-Jitsu competitions. And so Justin and Amber are taking Jiu-Jitsu at a local, I don't know if they gym or dojo, yeah. Whatever it is. And they meet this other guy who his name's John. And that's how they know him. Hey, yeah. John, how are you? And so they're in there and they train together and they wrestle together and all that. So time goes on and they take Addison to the pediatric cardiologist. And in the lobby there's John. John walks in.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, hey, how are you? You know, and what are you doing here? Well, I'm a pediatric cardiologist.
Crazy.
And so this guy that they had known from working out together turned out to be the pediatric cardiologist. Mm-hmm. And that was a moment of great reassurance for them.
Yeah.
So he does the scans, the tests, the EKGs and all that stuff. And turns out she has 2 holes, and I'll just call them now. I could Google the real name, ADH or A. She has 2 holes in her heart. The main one was right at the valve where the blood flows into the lungs. Mm. So what was happening was the blood was backflowing into the chamber, she wasn't getting enough oxygenated blood circulating, and the heart was having to work harder to get it through there, and the heart was becoming enlarged.
Right.
Now, it's not really considered quote-unquote life-threatening. However, the longer it goes on, the more serious it becomes.
Right.
You get to the point that the heart's enlarged and it's not going to return to a normal size.
You would need a transplant eventually.
And it could very well get to that point. You would probably also come down with something like COPD or lung disorders as a child if it's not addressed. Dr. Thandroyan was telling me about it, and he said, one side of your heart is designed to be stronger and work harder than the other side. And what's happening is the other side is having to work harder to make up. And so anyway, the reality was, you can do this surgery anytime until she's, at your choice, but probably the sooner the better. And then they told us they're actually doing this at MUSC in Charleston, and they actually have people who do it as a cath.
Right.
So we go down in July with the plan of we're going to have a cath and put the patches on the holes, and she'll be good to go. And, and there's a whole lot of preparation, making sure she doesn't get sick and keeping her away from people and all of that. And so you go through all of that. You get to the end of July and you go down there, and they did another scan of her heart. And then the doctor came in and said, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And the bottom line was where the hole is, there wasn't enough tissue for her to be able to attach the patch
Right.
through a cast. She said she'll have to have open heart surgery.
Right.
That's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. For anybody, much less a 2-year-old. Well, she wasn't 2 at the time, but
yeah. And it's the reality that she's 2. She doesn't know to be scared.
no.
And I'll tell you, once I gave her the Verse Ed Tuesday, she wasn't worried about anything.
Right.
The world was great.
Right.
And I know what she's going to look like if she ever drinks now. But she doesn't know to be scared, and so you are scared for her.
Yeah.
And you're scared for yourself.
Sure.
But you are just. So, nonetheless, we go down last week. Justin and Amber went down Sunday. They meet the doctor Monday. He's Italian, Dr. Trezzi. He's, I would say, one of the top pediatric cardiologists and the cardiology surgeons in the world. He worked for 10 years at the Vatican Children's Hospitals.
Right.
So he probably knows the Pope.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't speak a lot of English. His physician's assistant did a lot of talking.
Right.
But so he meets with them. Yeah, we're going to do this, and you know, leading up to it, you're praying.
Yeah.
People are praying.
Right.
Church is praying.
Right.
And I don't put a lot of stuff out there, just because.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept thinking, okay, I'm going to run into somebody, and it's going to register to me. I want them to pray.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you want everybody to pray, but
those people who have daily appointments with God and God,
yeah, I talked about it yesterday. With Batman, it was the bat phone.
Those people who are in the tent when the cloud comes down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not that run to it after it comes down.
Right.
The ones who, they have the God phone instead of the bat phone,
Right.
and they pick it up, and somebody up there answers.
Yeah.
And so there's one that I call regularly, and I don't call regularly, but if I've got something I really want somebody to pray about, I'm gonna call him. His name's Tom Gillum.
Yeah.
One of the only Christian state overseers I've ever met. I mean, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
And so I spoke. Daniel still got his hands in his face. I spoke with Tom, and then I kept looking for somebody else. Lord, there's just somebody else, and I had to go to Cleveland, of all places, and there's Kip Box. And I said, Kip Box.
Yep.
I need you to pray.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know Kip, 2-3 years ago, Kip was having a heart cath.
Yeah.
And
might have been a little longer. Might have been I can't remember. But
it was during COVID,
yeah.
maybe right when COVID first started, but he had his heart cath, and they punctured his heart with the lead.
By accident, yeah.
Yeah, and he literally virtually bled out on the table.
Yeah, he almost didn't make it.
I think he told me he lost 6 pints of blood. They just kept having it. So he for weeks he was on a ventilator,
Yep.
wasn't sure he was going to survive. So here's somebody who's sort of been through, and I said, I think you'll know how to pray about this.
Yeah.
So I had him. Then I had a couple people. You were one of them. Another one who reached out to me, said, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be fine. Yeah, I know. But I kept going back to the Father at the foot of the mountain after Transfiguration.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus comes down, and the Father's brought his little boy, and the disciples couldn't do anything for him. He was vexed with an evil spirit, throw himself into the fire. And Jesus said, I think he asked him, all things are possible. Do you believe? And the Father said, I believe, but help my unbelief.
Right.
Most honest answer in the Bible. I do believe, however.
Yeah.
I believe. So, you go down there knowing that you believe, however.
Yeah.
And you try to stay off Google, and you try to stay off all those things because, again, nobody ever puts anything good out there. So I'm trying to speed this up. Tuesday morning, surgery. They have to be there at 5:30. They come get her about 7. It was an interesting, once she got the robe on and all that, and you're sitting there looking at her, and she doesn't have any idea what's coming.
Right.
That's kind of, oh, bless her heart. You don't know that they're about to lay you open. Baby.
Right.
And I talked about this yesterday morning in the sermon. Then the nurse comes in and says, "Okay, I'm gonna come about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come back in and get her.
Right.
So get your smooches." And Amber said, "Well, I was thinking maybe I could walk her down." And the nurse said, "Well, yeah, we're not going to do that."
Right.
It was such a professional answer.
Yeah,
we're not going to do that.
Right.
And understandably, it would be horrible.
Be worse.
It would be worse. So, she said, "I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Mom looks over at me. "You want to pray?" I said, "No."
Right.
I don't want to pray.
Yeah.
I just don't want to pray. I mean, yeah, when I was at home, I knew everything's going to be okay. But now I'm right here in this moment.
Right.
Well, I think they want you to pray. I want to say, "You pray."
Yeah.
And it was one of the most helpless moments in my life, and probably one of the hardest moments in my life.
Sure.
I was there when Dad died.
Right.
And that was hard.
Right.
This is harder.
Sure.
And the only thing I could pray was help. That was it. That's the only thing I got out.
Yeah.
Thank you that we're here.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, what if we'd never found out?
Right.
What if we'd know there was a hole there? And
right.
There's a lot of ways it could have went. But we're here with the opportunity to help her.
Right.
Thank you that we're here.
Right.
But now that we're here, help. And long story short, I thought it was going to be an awful long morning. It went pretty quick.
Yep.
And he came out, doctor came out, everything's great. We did not have to see her on a ventilator.
Right.
They had already taken it off before they brought her out and this was only like 2 hours. And had her out in ICU and like 3 hours later they said fix her a bottle. And what?
Yeah.
Yeah, fix her a bottle. And now that day she pretty much stayed in the bed, but she knew everybody and she was talking and saying things quietly. And that was on Tuesday. Saturday she came home.
Right.
Everything was pretty much textbook. The one hiccup was, I think, from being put to sleep, her intestines kind of locked down.
Backed up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so your brother and sister-in-law discovered the joy of enemas. And but boy, once that was taken care of, she was good to go. And you sit there and look and take everything in and watch. And I just had some thoughts I hope I don't forget. I thought about, first of all, let me just say this. The Medical University of South Carolina Hospital in Charleston is one of the best hospitals I've ever been in my life. Now, the parking's horrible, but who cares?
Yeah.
As far as professionalism, as far as knowing their stuff, as far as being on top of things, as far as even the courtesy. I worked in the old Greenville hospital system for over a decade.
Right.
And I worked there when, and I'll say this, I worked there when I think Greenville hospital system was a little more caring than it is today. I'm worried about the medical care in our community.
Before it was purchased by a large
Before it became Prisma.
conglomerate.
Before it became Prisma. And I'll just tell anybody in my church or any of my friends who I list right now, if you have something really wrong with you, get in the car and go to Charleston. Or I think Greenville, Spartanburg, they know how to treat what they know how to treat. But anything that kind of doesn't fall into their parameters.
Yeah.
And even if it falls into their parameters, you better keep a close watch.
Yeah.
When Dad was in the hospital.
Oh, I know where you're going. Because I was there in the room when they came in and said, "Well, we've intubated him," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Your face, and what you did? What?
Yeah.
Don't you have to ask that first?
Yeah. Don't you have to ask some questions here? And it kind of went downhill from there.
And
just go ahead.
He had a DNR. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
But I'll never forget sitting in that tiny waiting room and that weekend emergency room doctor coming in and going, "Okay, well, we've intubated him," and then the kind of, "What you did what?"
Yeah, because the thing I knew then was, all right, you've put him on. Now you're going to make us decide whether or not he comes off.
Right.
But even as Dad progressed and as he came through that, when he moved him out on the floor, I remember being in the room with him. The door was open, and the nurses outside were making jokes about rectal thermometers. And I could hear them in the room. I knew he couldn't hear them, but I could hear them. And I flashed back when I worked there, and the lady who was over nursing, her first name was Mary. I can't think of her last name right now. If that was under her watch, there would be 2 less nurses there that day. It's just the level of professionalism in Charleston is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, top to bottom, the most unbelievable experience as far as that goes that I've had.
Right.
And we had a couple of interesting moments there. So we have this lady come in. She rolls a cleaning cart to the door, and she has a little mask on, and she comes in with a little Swiffer, but there's no order to how she's swiffing. And I looked up, and she's not looking at the Swiffer. She's looking at AJ. Mm-hmm. She's just looking, and then she looks around the room, and I decided then to step out and go somewhere for something. So I come back, and Mom's like, "Did you see that lady that was?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Kind of." I said, "She didn't really look like she was into cleaning." She said, "She stopped and asked us if she could pray for her." And we were kind of like, "Yeah." And she said, so she went out to the cart and got some oil and came in and rubbed it across her forehead. And she said something. I didn't understand what she was saying. And then she turned around and smiled and thanked me. Sorry, guys. And she left. And then the nurse said, "Did y'all know her?" And we were like, "No." And the nurse said, "I've never seen her either."
Oh.
So then they went out in the hall, and they couldn't find her. I'm not saying anything other than you're like, wow, that's strange.
Okay.
Of course, again, we don't care.
Yeah.
If you pray in the name of Jesus, pray.
Right.
So that was an interesting moment. We all, it's also interesting. We had Lindsay Clayton down there, Lindsay Clayton Woody. She had open heart. No, she had a cath to repair something the next day. They actually put a valve in her heart through a cath.
Ah.
Yeah. They did the measurements and did the valve through a cath.
Wow.
She went home the next day, did great. We had another man down there. He had a heart transplant 5 years ago, and he did not. There wasn't anything they could do for him.
Yeah.
So when I say it's one of the greatest or nicest, I was across the campus visiting different people across the board. I can't say enough about their medical care. Just absolutely top notch. So the little booger came home. Here's the other thing I would say. I sat there and I looked at these people who are working. They've got babies that are really sick, and they're so attentive and so professional and so good at what they do, and the amount of stress. I'm sitting there thinking, these little babies' heart lives are in your hand.
Right.
And I just can't imagine what they do when they get home.
Right.
Man, just that life.
Right.
Unbelievable. So I have really a great appreciation for all of the care she got down there, and of course all of the prayers. So you leave on Saturday, and she came through this beyond any of our expectations.
Right.
I mean, you saw the video. There's a video on my Facebook page. She gets home Saturday and goes into her toy box and starts getting every toy out, and there it is right there. Just kind of lining up her toys, sort of making sure there's her blocks. It's kind of like, I'm going to make sure y'all didn't give anything away.
Right.
And she's calling every one of them by name, and she's saying words they've never heard her say before.
That's what Justin told me, that like the other Saturday night, he was like, dude, we're up to like 10 or 15 words and phrases that we've just never heard before.
Never heard. And the doctors had told him once she starts getting a good blood flow, she's going to have energy, you know, at another level. So you have that. And then you have the reality that here she is, she comes home on Saturday and things go better than you could have ever imagined, and you're so grateful. But then you have the reality of, there are other kids who are still there.
Right.
There was another Greenville County deputy who his son, 2.5-year-old son, had open heart the next day.
Right.
This is a friend of Justin and Amber's, and we met him and checked on each other throughout the whole stay. He had open heart the next day. It's his third open heart in his life. He was on the ventilator 2 days. His recovery is not moving as rapidly, and they're going to be there a while, and so you're grateful that yours went as good as it could go, and then you look back and realize and it's humbling. Why us? So you really start to pray for those people and think, how can you help those people? And there was one girl who is on that floor, and my understanding is she's been there for about a year.
Right.
And she's waiting on a transplant.
Yeah.
And she walks up and down the halls, and everybody knows her, and that's her life.
Yeah.
So, we're very grateful. We're very grateful for all the prayers, all the text, all the calls, all the expressions of love. More so, we're grateful for the Lord, for His goodness. She woke up this morning and said, "Poppy Nana's house."
Yeah.
Of course, she can't get out. She's still got stitches, and she can't get out, and she's kind of restricted. Well, she's not acting like she's restricted.
No.
But anyway.
She doesn't know she's restricted.
She doesn't know she's restricted. So that's the Addison update. Now somebody asks, well, will she have future surgeries? We know she'll have to have eye surgery again, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years of age.
That's what I thought.
As she grows, they'll have to do some more refitting of the lens.
Right.
They didn't say anything about any future heart things. And again, you get into the growth, et cetera.
Right.
But, they didn't say anything about that. So we're just we feel very blessed to be where we are, and we're very thankful.
The other thing that the surgery will help correct is because the heart was not functioning properly.
Right.
Any kind of sickness that she would get would be
magnified.
Yeah, and the way that Justin explained it to me is like, if our scale goes from 1 to 10, and if you get a bad stomach virus, you may be like, oh man, that was a 7 or 8. Like, I was real tore up or whatever. And then, but for her scale would only go to 6.
Right.
So what would be a 1 or a 2 for us
is major.
We can push through it.
Yeah.
Is a hospitalization a few times for her with just, the flu, or
she was in the hospital twice last year.
She had the stomach virus.
With the virus.
Yep.
And then she caught RSV last December.
Yep.
And that's kind of when they came in and said, we need to do this heart surgery sooner rather than later.
Because anytime she gets sick, it's going to be like this.
And if you had seen her then, she was fighting so hard to breathe. And he basically said she's not getting enough blood flow to fight this in her lungs.
Right.
we got to do this sooner rather than later.
Right.
So yeah, the hopes are that this is October. So probably through the end of November, she'll probably be a little more isolated,
right?
Just as she gets over it. But yeah, she'll be able to fight off things better, and she'll be more active, and she'll be climbing all over Rai, and she loves her cousins, Rai and Gago and Nat. And, it has all the promise of a very Merry Christmas. So.
Absolutely.
So we're very grateful. Many of you had asked, and I thought we'd just take today and give you the whole story of where we are and
everything.
And that's it. Again, thank you for your prayers and calls and concerns, and don't stop praying just because she's home.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But what else? So next week.
Okay.
Can we get a close up on Pastor Bo's face? So I spent most of September. I spent 2 weeks in September in Cleveland, Tennessee. Your favorite place in the world?
It's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite. It's
not Durham, North Carolina, right?
Yeah. I don't remember the last time I've been in Durham.
So let's do an All Things Church of God.
Great.
Let's start at the top, and I want you can update us on Winterfest, and then we'll we'll work our way down, and we'll talk about Cleveland things. We'll talk about Lee University things. We'll come down to the state, and we'll talk about South Carolina things, and then we can talk a little bit about Praise Cathedral things as we wrap it up. I see the excitement in your face.
Well, it's next week, but we have to turn around and record it right now. So if the rapture is tomorrow,
you'll go through all this agony for nothing, right?
Natalie came downstairs in a Winterfest hoodie this morning that says Jesus is coming soon. And she said, "You know why I'm wearing this?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Because if it's tomorrow, it's the last chance I'll have to wear it." Okay.
We sang about it yesterday. Come, Jesus, come.
Yep. All right. Well, maybe we'll see you next week.
If not, we're gonna struggle through it anyway. Join us.
See you.
Email us shepherdspodcast@praisecathedral.org.